Once again, welcome to Walt Disney World. Now, I know, Jake, this is your second day here. Have you had a chance to take in some of the attractions?
Oh, yeah. I went on the rock and roller coaster. That was fun.
Tell me about the rock and roller coaster.
Well, it was my first loop ride, and it was really cool.
Do you like roller coasters?
Now I do.
Now you do, okay. Well, again, welcome here. I, of course, will have a couple of questions. But most importantly, we want questions from you. I know that we have questions right out there. Let's go ahead and get to them. We'll find out all about Jake, Lloyd, and Vader Prowse. Go ahead.
What was your favorite scene in Star Wars?
What was your favorite scene in Star Wars, David?
In Star Wars, I like my entrance. Darth Vader's entrance into Star Wars. I thought it was the greatest entrance anybody could ever wish for in a movie. And you know, all the stormtroopers fighting and the ships knocking onto each other, and then you get this terrible silence, and you hear this terrible heavy breathing, and then comes Darth Vader, and I thought it was a marvelous, marvelous entrance.
What type of preparation did you have to do to get into the character?
None whatsoever. That's me normally. That's what I'm like normally.
Oh, I see.
all that heavy breathing. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. All right. And what type of preparation, Jake, did you have for the Phantom Menace?
Pretty much not much.
That's right. We got to keep your microphone up there, so we won't get the feedback. Well, tell us how the process happened that you got involved with the Phantom Menace.
Well, it took me 2 years to actually get the part, and it was.
I know it's a pretty great accomplishment. I know there's like 3,000 kids that were auditioning for that role.
Yeah, it was winning one heck of a lotto.
Okay, let's get another question out there. Go ahead.
Jay, how do you spend your spare time? Do you like surfing or water sports or indoor stuff? Do you like to play games?
Yeah, I love to play games. I like snowboarding. Snowboarding's fun. Boogie boarding. Video games, yeah, definitely.
Well, Jake, tell us a little bit what it's like, and we talked a little bit yesterday about your career. I know you just finished a film called Madison, an independent film, but you also had a recurring role on ER. How different is it to be on a television series like ER versus shooting a film such as Phantom Menace?
Well, I like shooting movies a lot more than I like doing the shows, because if you're signing on to a 6-year show, then you can't do movies in between, but like when you're not shooting, you're locked to that one thing, and that's pretty much it. And I like doing films a lot more than doing the same thing a lot through the entire 6 years. I like doing one thing.
Okay. Go ahead.
How did you drive the pod racer?
How did you do the pod racing?
Well, there's 3 guys on either side, and they'd lift up according to how George wanted the pod racer to move, and look how it was moving. And then George told me to, like, move my arms in one direction, duck, fall off the side, get out, and stay back.
And this was all done in front of what's called a chroma key, right? You had a blue screen or a green screen. And you said yesterday you felt kind of silly because he's just giving you directions and you're doing make-believe. What was the experience like then for you when you saw the finished product in the theater with you on the screen and all the special effects in it?
I was going, thank goodness I looked in the actual right place. I'd hate to be talking to Jar Jar and looking at some glass window.
I had a similar when I was in the TIE fighter scenes at the end of Star Wars. I mean, I was just sat in a cockpit in a studio all on my own with about 6 or 8 blokes stood outside, rocking this platform up and down. And George saying, well, press all the right knobs and look around and things like this, and that was all there was. And I mean, we eventually saw the final when we saw the final scene. and all the special effects on it was mind-blowing. You have no idea what you're into when you're doing it.
When you started Star Wars in 1976, was there a sense when you were filming that boy, we really got a hold of something here? Something was going to be a classic?
No, not at all. It was a strange film to work on, actually, because you really had no idea as to what was going on all the way through the script. I mean, they were filming out of sequence. Lots of the sets weren't ready. There was big rows going on between George and his lighting cameraman, Gil Taylor. They hated the sight of each other, and there was no special effects, and there was no. It was just a strange thing. I mean, I couldn't get off of it quick enough. I was on it for 5 months, and in fact, at one stage, I had to ask George. I had another job offered me, and I said, "There's no chance of me having a week off, so that I can go and film some television commercials." And it was for Child Pedestrian Road Safety in England. And he said, "Yeah, fine." He said, "All right, we'll reschedule for you." So they rescheduled the whole of Star Wars so that I could have the week off and go and do these TV commercials. So it's a strange movie because, as I said, you had no idea what you were doing. And we never went to rushes or anything like this. We weren't allowed to see any rushes, see anything that was shot. And the first we saw it came out over here in May '77, and we didn't actually see the film. Everybody that worked on the movie didn't see the film until August of '77. So I mean, we'd had sort of 3 or 4 months hype coming over from America, saying what a fantastic movie we were in, and knew nothing about it. And of course, when we went and saw it in August, and this is for like 4 months before it came out in England. We were all gobsmacked. I mean, I always remember when that spaceship came from India and came out into the screen, and everybody stood up and applauded. I've never ever seen that happen in the cinema. Wonderful.
Okay, let's get another question out there. Thank you. Go ahead.
Jake, I want to know, what are your favorite foods, and could you have any kind of food when you're on the set, or did they bring you special stuff, or, what's the food like when you're performing?
Well, in England they don't have saltines. You gotta have your saltines.
We do have saltines. Well, we have salt biscuits, but not necessarily saltines. Yeah.
You gotta have your Smucker's peanut butter too.
We don't have that. Yeah. We have peanut butter, but not Smucker's. Yeah.
Did you do a Smucker's commercial?
Yeah.
I've done a few commercials in my time. I'm not very proud of. Yeah.
Well, Jake, what is this like for you? It seems that people are interested in the celebrity of Jake Lloyd. So, how much has this has changed your life being a part of Phantom Menace? And are you getting recognized quite frequently?
Well, from the turnout of people, it looks like I get pretty well recognized so far today. More than yesterday, that's for sure.
Well, tell us, what was it like working with Liam Neeson?
Oh, he's a great guy. He's really nice. He's a great guy to work with. He's really funny.
And Sir Alec Guinness?
Wonderful actor. I'm a true gentleman of the profession, as it were. So he was very nice. And when I actually was contracted for the part, almost the first thing that happened was I got invited up to lunch with George Lucas, Gary Kurtz, who was the producer, and Sir Alec Guinness, and the 4 of us went to this hotel. I mean, I thought that this is fantastic. Here I am going out to dinner with one of the world's great film directors, and also the greatest film actor in the world, Sir Alec Guinness. But it was to introduce the 2 of us together, because we obviously I'm going to have a lot to do in the movie, and I was going to eventually kill him off in the movie. So I think they wanted us to meet up and have lunch and see how we got on together, which was nice. Yeah, sure. And Peter Cushing, he's lovely as well. Lovely, another lovely actor.
Okay, and now there's another question over there.
Is it hard to act and go to school and make friends?
How did you balance the school with the acting?
Well, with Star Wars, it was filmed during the summer, so I didn't have to worry about school. And actually, I got about 2 weeks off of school because it went over school time. But it's pretty easy. Those kids who are my friends don't really care. They could really care less whether or not I'm in the film or not. It's nice.
Well, what was the, do you remember where you were or what you were feeling at the time that you got the phone call, that you got the part and your face would be up in billboards such as this one?
I had no idea that would happen. To be honest,
You didn't know about the billboard at all?
No idea. I knew about I knew that when they were going to be putting out the billboard, I knew that it was coming out, but I had no idea when I was first trying out that
Go ahead, you're okay.
part.
Okay, go ahead. Question out there?
Jake, if your midi-chlorian count was over 20,000, then do you know what Yoda's was?
Well, it was more than Yoda, so I'm thinking Yoda might have had maybe around 1,500 or something like that, because I know I'm not going to be beating Yoda too much.
Okay.
He's a puppet. You have to take pity on the man.
We have time for one more question. Let's get that right away. Go ahead with that question.
Gentlemen, I'd like to thank you both for your movies. You've entertained a lot of us over the years, and as fans, we appreciate that. My question is for Jake. I understand that the Obi-Wan Kenobi character has been studied by 2 different actors. Jake, did you study any of David's acting when you were preparing to play Anakin?
Well, Anakin is pretty much a completely different character almost, because he's not evil yet, and he's not all that tall. And I don't know how I'd ever be that tall.
Well, actually, it's quite interesting because when I was Jake's age, we were very much alike, actually, especially from the picture on the poster. I got photographs of myself stood outside of my house in Bristol, back in England, at sort of Jake's age. And it's amazing how alike, we both are. Yeah.
Well, it's again just terrific to have both of you here at the Disney MGM Studios. Okay, we're going to do a tradition. Put your hands in cement. Okay? Thanks again, Jake, Lloyd, David Prowse.